The new always number one.
to back the music on the underground.
We're not about the hashtags and the lies.
We're about good music, the underground.
City boy with a country swing. First we went from the court to the bikes, back to the course of my younger days. Lived through it all, but still nothing changed. Forever be me till I'm in the grave. Face on my problems, don't run away. Stand on my feelings, don't need a chase. Just shoot me straight. I'm like an acrobat, a circus act, like they got me in a cage. I could go tit for tat, the gift the gab, but can't give it to the hate. I'ma just tip my cap and dip right back to my little happy place. Back on the 9 to 5 again. Steady just working for Saturday. I've been going through the motions, trying to find my way. Never notice if you notice, so I smile and wave. All dry, stay focused, setting my little pace. And now all I have to say, I was the boy with the plan, that turned me into a man. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Whoops, I did it again. On business is right where I stand. Never been slipping on sand. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Whoops, I did it again. I was the boy with the plan, that turned me into a man. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Oops, I did it again. On business is right where I stand. Never been slipping on sand. And man, I keep winning and winning again. Oops, I did it again. Oh man, there he goes again. Every quarter records rolling in. Then the quarters get to rolling in. Turning change right to paper. Turning paper to the banks. I can't lie, so I can save it. So I slip some in the safe, throw the key away. Mama been worried, but she knows where I've been. I've been grinding down dirty, stay awake till I can. Swear I'm tired, been hurting, but I stick to the plan. All my life, I ain't worried, leave the earth where I stand. I've been going through the motions, trying to find my way. Never notice if you notice, so I smile and wave. All dry, stay focused, setting my little pace. And now all I have to say,
And once again, we are within. It's 28 minutes past 8. And you're watching and listening to the Vooka Breakfast Show. Your energetic start to the day, accompanied by a daily dose of positivity. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, and we are bringing it to you live from the Birchwood Hotel in a box back. Right?
Are you okay, my brother?
I am good.
Are you sure?
I am good.
Do you need your morning coffee? I know you always. It's a thing for you. So maybe it's a tea fast. Like there's a lot of people who are employed here who can help us with like a morning coffee type of thing.
I need a different tea right now. A tea for a tea for big guys. Exactly right.
Yes,
strong coffee is what I need for this beautiful morning. But I'm good. I'm doing
Irish
good.
Coffee.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to the second day of the
second and last day.
Yes, Santaco National Elective Conference, where today the president is going to be elected, and then for the next 4 years, he's going to be taking
charge and leading.
Yeah, leading the transport,
the future of Santaco,
the future of transportation in South Africa. So we'll be looking forward to that, and some few engagements that we're going to be having with the delegates and the individuals who are part of Santaco and the Taxi Association. So of course you're looking forward to those engagements. So what you need to do is to stay with us across all social media platforms. Right now we are live on YouTube. We're also live on Underground Radio. If you wanted to download the app, it's both available on iOS and Android. The WhatsApp line is open for calls and for voice notes. If you want to send us your voice note, the number to dial is 0604933226. So that's 0604933226. So of course it's going to be a very hectic day this morning right here out here in a box back. But with that being said, how are you doing, man, this morning?
Hey, my brother, I'm much better.
Yeah,
I'm much better. My body's still sore though, and but yeah, I look forward to some of the engagements. I think today it's going to be more than yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday we were able to sit down with the national spokesperson of Santaco, Matiki Rebecca Phala, right? We also had an opportunity to engage with the CEO of the travel and tourism sector, within Santaco itself. So that was also cool. Finding out some of the things that they have planned in future. You know, it was interesting to find out some of the things that Eugene was telling me.
Yeah.
Ngwechana, and to find that an organization that is for the taxi industry is now venturing out into the travel and tourism sector of the country. That's so cool. They have quite a few things, you know, up their sleeves that they have planned. So that was also intriguing. But today I look forward to sitting down with Manyoa Tong, who is the founder and CEO of Shared Mobility.
Yes.
All right. And I think that also promises to be a very, very, very intriguing and interesting conversation. But if time permits us and if things are on our side, I think we might also be and if you would remember, if you were hanging out with us yesterday, you would know that I did mention that we're right next to the MTN stand, right? So if things are on our side, we might also engage with the director of MTN or someone who is more positioned, somewhere along those. PR, somewhere along those lines. So it's gonna be a filled day with so much to unpack and to explore and to find out and to learn. So when I go, like Mo said, engage with us across all our social media platforms. We go by the name Vooka Breakfast Show. So use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook and all other social media platforms. But like he said, it needs not end there. The conversation and the interaction also takes place on our WhatsApp line. I really need you to dial the number 060-493-3226. That's 060-493-3226. You need to comment, to like, and to subscribe so that you and I and the rest of the team can continue sharing our thoughts, our opinions, and everything else in between. Already a couple of comments are coming through on our YouTube comment section from none other than our sister Uzenzi. Z saying good morning. Hey, the device gets here. Good morning, Vooka family. Hope you are all keeping well. Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. And then she comes back and she says, happy Tuesday and happy episode 275. Crazy stuff. Hello, Z. How are you doing? We're in your neck of the woods this morning in Boxburg. So if you have time on your hands, come through to the Birchwood Hotel. Let's engage. Let's see each other and just say hi, you know, for the sake of just seeing each other. And I think it will be very, very cool. Yes, sir.
Yeah, very interesting. What we're going to do right now, just to let you, in terms of connecting with us across all social media platforms, if you want to rewatch the interview and an engagement that we had with the national spokesperson of Santaco, it's up right now, and you can also go on Facebook and click on the article. The full interview is right there on the on the article, and do make sure that you let us know what are your thoughts, because one thing that Santaco would like to do is to hear some of your engagements and some of your complaints as commuters in terms of how they can shift and bring on the change within the association. With that being said, let us take a short break, and then when we come back, we will bring you.
Let me quickly, before we go for that very quick break, Mr. Mo, give everyone who's hanging out with us, even on Underground Radio, GPN, right there on the German airwaves. Good morning. Hi, how are you guys doing, man? I want to give you the picture of the day. Okay. I mean, since we are broadcasting live, bringing it to you authentic, unscripted, and unrehearsed, this morning we are highlighting the Birchwood Hotel. All right, which is nestled in the heart of Boxburg, just minutes away from the Ora Tambo International Airport. The Birchwood Hotel and the Ora Tambo Conference Center stands as one of South Africa's premier hospitality and event destinations. With over 60 conference venues, lush gardens, and modern blend of business and leisure, guests can unwind in spacious rooms, enjoy the dining at the grill, or relax at the Mangwani Spa. Known for hosting large-scale events, weddings, and corporate gatherings, the Birchwood combines convenience with elegance in corporate gatherings, making every occasion very, very memorable. So whether you are attending a conference, celebrating a milestone, or simply seeking a comfortable stay, Birchwood delivers world-class service with a touch of local warmth. Its proximity to major transport routes ensures easy access, while its tranquil atmosphere provides a welcome escape from the hustle and bustle of Johannesburg. So Birchwood Hotel is more than just an accommodation. It's an experience of comfort, connection, and celebration. So with that being said, let us quickly go run, rehydrate, grab that morning coffee that Mr. Mo needs, and then you and I and the rest of the team will see each other right after this. Coolio.
Yeah, stepping in the spot like she own it, looking like the world is your runway. She can set it off like a gunplay. Oh my, yeah. Talk of the city with that body, always getting praised like it's Sunday. She said, baby, what you gonna do about it? Loving your vibe, girl. That energy got me going. Yeah, that thing's so vibrant. I wanna know if you can give me the keys to your heart, baby. All I need is you. All I need is you. Ewe muleji, you right next to me. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila. Ewe muleji, mami venaki. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila. She says she need me like heartbeat. Drive me the bed like a RV. Hugging the curves on that body. She bring the heat like wasabi. Promise not to test your heart. We just can't be kept apart. Yeah, yeah. Baby, you the best by far. Always go the extra mile. Yeah, yeah. All I need is you. All I need is you. Ewe muleji, you right next to me. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila. Ewe muleji, mami venaki. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila. Loving your vibe, girl. That energy got me going. Smart baby. That thing's so vibrant. Keys to your heart, baby girl. Ewe muleji, you right next to me. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila. Ewe muleji, mami venaki. Moji mule na vanemia yila, vanemia yila.
It's exactly 20 minutes till we hit 9 o'clock on the dot, and these are your latest news headlines making top stories this morning. Starting off with your first headline: police on high alert over Limpopo anti-foreigner protest. Police in Limpopo are on high alert ahead of planned protest targeting foreign nationals. Provincial Commissioner Thembi Khatebe says law enforcement has increased deployments across the province to prevent violence and maintain order. Authorities warned that any illegal gatherings, intimidation or damage to property will be dealt with swiftly. Residents have been urged to use legal channels to raise concerns as tension around immigration issues to continue to rise. Your next news headline: Moeketsi bribery claims emerge in court bail hearing. The Johannesburg Magistrate Court has heard claims that political fixer Brown Moeketsi tried to bribe an investigating officer ahead of his bail application. The officer alleges Moeketsi offered something in exchange for not opposing bail. Moeketsi denies the allegation. His bail hearing has been postponed while authorities verify his address. He remains in custody, facing multiple charges linked to an alleged staged assassination attempt. On your last news headline: immigration crackdown intensifies as arrest and task team launched. Authorities are stepping up efforts against illegal immigration as police in KwaZulu-Natal detained undocumented foreign nationals occupying RDP houses. Officials also uncovered illegal leasing of government homes meant for South Africans. At the national level, the Justice, Crime Prevention and Security Cluster is forming a task team and holding agent talks to addressing rising immigration-related protests and tensions. Government aims to strengthen enforcement while preventing violence and improving community stability. That's all for your news headline. Heading over to your sports news, starting off with football news. Bruce sticks with PSL call for global showpiece. Bafana coach Hugo Bruce plans to rely heavily on locally based players for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, going against the trend of African teams favoring Europe-based talent. His provisional squad includes a strong majority from the PSL. Bruce believes using local players can help showcase South African talent globally, though he admits the gap between local football and Europe remains a challenge. Still on football news, Cardoso remarks spark a backlash from the sports minister. Sports minister Gayton McKenzie has criticized Mamelodi Sundowns coach Miguel Cardoso after he questioned condition in South African football despite winning the CAF Champions League. McKenzie said such comments harm the league's image and could affect efforts to attract sponsors. He plans to lodge a formal complaint insisting the PSL remains one of the best league in Africa. On your last sports headline, City and Milford clash in crucial playoff opener. Cape Town City and Milford FC face off in a key promotion relegation playoff opener. With both sides aiming for a strong start in the mini-league, City arrive with momentum after finishing strongly, while Milford also surged late to secure their spot. With Moeketsi still to enter the round robin, this match offers an early chance to gain an important advantage in the race for a premiership place. That's all for your news headline and your sports headlines. If you want to share your thoughts and sentiments on these headlines, you can use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show or send us your voice note on 0604933226. For now, we'll take a short break, and then when we come back, we will be unpacking of the last day of the Santaco National Elective Conference right here on Beachwood Hotel in Boksburg.
When I met you, we were like fireworks. Thought nothing could break us, but oh how we got burned. Look at us now, we scream, we fight, and no one knows the reason. We're both getting out of line. Now say goodbye and try to move on. I'll get over you, only wish that I knew how to go on. Together, even if we tried, we'd be stuck here forever. I don't understand right now how to make it through, but I'll get over you, and it's not like I'm gonna hate you. It's what it is, nothing left that we could do. Even though it hurts right now, we will make it through. I'll get over you. I'll get over you. Something that we both know couldn't work, so we should try to say goodbye. You know we had our problems, so now we have to try to move on. Baby, you and me, we're so messed up together. Even if we tried, we'd be stuck here forever. I don't understand right now how to make it through, but I'll get over you. It's for you. It's all for you. 가만히 있으면 안 되는 걸까? 왜 그런 거야? I'm okay just the way I am. I'm okay with what I do. 지금이 들어도 상관없는데.
What's up, fam? Chilling with your boy Moeketsi, my man, aka Max for maximum temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature. Let's go.
Famous Naomi P. Umkabayi Gamakusazana.
Hang out with myself, the one and only MOOCEE list. My name is MooCee list.
On the Vooka Breakfast Show. Brothers and sisters!
Check this out.
High definition radio. The underground.
Shall we proceed?
I've been missing the way you touch me.
It's exactly 10 minutes till we hit 9 o'clock, and of course we are bringing you good music just to spice up this beautiful Tuesday morning. And we are streaming all the way from a Beachwood Hotel in a Boxback for the Santaco National Elective Conference. So of course you can see behind me that a lot of delegates and individuals, some of the taxi owners are starting to fill up the venue, as today is the day where a president is going to be elected. And yesterday we sat down with the national spokesperson Matsikidi Rebecca Phala to speak to us about the event in itself, in terms of what is going to be happening and how the elective process is going to happen, because yesterday on the 25th of May it was the opening for the Santaco women, and the Back National call for free menstrual products in public spaces. That is what they are calling for. But as of right now, as you know, that the current president of Santaco is Motlhabane Abnatsebe, who is leading Santaco South Africa National, the largest transport council which oversees the minibus taxi industry, serving over 15 million daily trips and contributing significantly to the national economy. So in terms of the leadership and the role explained, I think it's very important for people out there to know, what does the president of Santaco do? What does he oversee, and what is his role as evolvement needs to happen in the transport industry? Because one thing Santaco is responsible of doing is to engineer the future of transportation in our country. So his roles and responsibilities are policy representation, which engaging with government and transport departments to influence the legislation. Also the conflict resolutions, mediating disputes among regional association and preventing violence. Yesterday we spoke to the national spokesperson about the ongoing violences that are happening within the taxi industry, and she responded that there are some criminalities that are happening based on what people call amaphela, and the criminality is also
Amaphela.
Yeah, amaphela. I don't know if you have been approached by Ipela.
By Ipela. That's funny.
Yeah, so
but I have been in a
yeah.
Ipela before.
You have been Ipela.
In a Ipela, not in a Ipela.
Yeah, so that is some of the conflict resolution that the president is responsible for, right? That when it comes to the criminality of amaphela happening, especially regionally, right? It's something that they're trying to resolve and trying to find some of the resolution to say, okay, this is what you're going to do in terms of coming with the resolution. So today, maybe, we don't know, he might be re-elected into being a president again.
Actually, I actually never thought of that.
Yeah, so
actually,
they are going to vote to say, okay, for the past 4 years, we see what you have been doing, the roles and the responsibilities that you have been given. We are willing to give you another term, 4 years, because we understand that where Santaco is, it really needs transformation. And he's also responsible for organizational unity, which is ensuring diverse provinces and operators align. So we know that different provinces have what we call unique diversity when it comes to the association in itself. So that's what, of course, that's going to be brought in. We will be back, and of course, to discuss more with you. In the meantime, you can use the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show to let us know how's your Tuesday morning going, because for us, of course, it is the energetic start. That's what we are trying to do. So I see right there joining us is Nomi and Afriberry on the mic. They're about to join us for this final day. So of course, we're going to be having some great time. With that being said, how are you ladies doing this morning?
Hey, good morning to the Vooka Nation. I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm also feeling fantastic, and we are out here at the Birchwood Hotel, busy trying to talk more about everything that has to do with the taxi industry. And I'm pretty excited to hear what Santaco actually has in store for us, because we know that the taxi industry is one of South Africa's biggest industry when it comes to transportation and getting people from one point to another. So yeah, I'm pretty psyched for that. What about you, Nomi?
Good morning, the stranger's back. You guys know I always come back when we have Ama OBE. Whenever there's an outside broadcast, just I am there. I missed you guys so much. And if it's your first time joining us, my name is Nomi P. As someone who comes from a taxi background, as Wanele would put it, I'm very excited. It's these type of businesses that have raised us and have contributed to our livelihood. So I'm really excited to find out more about this industry, learn more, and also what the future holds with e-hailing services and taxi industry. Can they coexist? Can they collaborate? That's what I'm excited to hear.
Yeah, very, very interesting. So that's what we are going to be finding out. So today, when we leave later, we are going to know who is the current president of Santaco. So it is very interesting, and we have heard that the Minister of Transport will also be here to bless us with her presence. The current running minister right now is Barbara Creasy, the Minister of Transportation. So when more information comes, of course, we will give it to you right here live on the Vooka Breakfast Show. 4 minutes till we hit 9 o'clock on the dot. And another conversation that I want us to get into right now is television, right? So we know that the famous say, right? The famous say is the Vooka Breakfast Show is where radio meets TV.
Yes, sir.
Right? But today we're going to be discussing TV. If TV is dying, right? Because some people they don't want to believe that TV is dying. But it's something that we're going to be talking about. So I just want to hear some of your perspective, because what we have found out is that SABC has abruptly cancelled the SABC2 drama series called Pinville with immediate effect. The broadcaster cites unresolved contractual obligation and alleged breaches involving production company Bakwena Production. The show's prime time slot will now be filled with repeat episodes of Amalanga Our Funny as investigations, legal processes unfold. Do you know the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to say anything bad about it. Well, I know both shows. I've never really necessarily watched them like that, right? But I've bumped into them.
Yeah.
And the show that they are going to use as a placeholder. No,
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know, man. Production companies in South Africa, specifically for television and for primetime channels like SABC 1 and 2, and for prime time slots. No, man, they're really failing us. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They're really failing us. We are watching the same people. And we are being given the same stories by different directors, but with more or less the same cast. We understand. If it was the 4 of us on that cast, they're gonna take 2 and recast them in another. But the storyline is more or less like we're talking about the same things. And I'm not trying to be out here wanting to come off or seem as if I can do better. I'm not an actor. Well, I understand, as much as I'm in the space, but I'm not an actor. But my thing is no. Despite whatever happened with Oster's show, with Pimville, right, and the production company and all of those kinds of things. No, it's not like they're doing anything. Personally, I don't feel like the placeholder of Pimville
Yes.
is any better.
Yeah.
Like it's guys. No, guys, that's why, and then we want to end up blaming streaming platforms or streaming services
For coming
or
through.
technology
Yeah.
or even social media, because people would much rather be on TikTok and Facebook and all these other platforms as opposed to sit there for an hour and watch primetime television soapies and dramas. Do
Yeah.
you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's just sad that that's the point that we've come to as a society, but it's like, you guys are failing us. Like, what do you mean?
And that's where we are, unfortunately.
What do you mean?
Unfortunately, some of those favorite television shows that you guys watch have been cancelled. But I don't know, guys. What are your thoughts? TV is dying. Is TV dying? Is it not dying? Are you seeing more programs, being introduced? What are your thoughts when it comes to TV dying?
Yeah, it's actually quite true. Television is actually dying, and one of the greatest things, or one of the biggest things that's actually making it die in terms of it reaching people, it's the storylines, it's the creativity, it's a whole lot of things that are always being redone, retweaked, and unfortunately even the tweaks or it being redone, it's literally like 10% of what originally is there.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's changing, and it's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
We have so many creatives that are out there and have different creative stories that they could tell. South Africa is a country that is full of heritage and history. But unfortunately, when it comes to the day-to-day things that are being that normal citizens are actually going through, they're not even being explained properly. There's so many stories that can come out from the film industry and that could actually be heard. There are so many actors that are out there that have rich talent compared to the daily actors we see on a daily basis. Because at this moment, before you even, as a background actor personally, before I could even get a brief for a new show that's definitely going to come out, trust me, production has already selected one of the top actors. Like 80% of the crew is all the actors we see all the time.
Yeah.
And only 10% is the new actors that are actually entering the industry. And when you see them, they don't even have a major role. They just have a bypass role. They're there at the restaurant. Hi, ma'am, how are you? Can I get you a cappuccino? And that's it. There's so much more that needs to be done within the industry. Things need to change.
Yeah.
And I am saying this especially as a background actor. I know, for example, for me as a background actor, it's hard for me to even get a featured lead or a featured role because I do not have hair. What does not having hair have to do with me being an actor? Two different things.
Everyone should be. That's besides my point. The point that I wanted to make is that yes, I totally agree. TV is dying, and it is because they are gatekeepers. They have gatekept so much that people are now using social media.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that it is competing against social media, it is definitely dying out because social media is now introducing us to a plethora of other people that are great storytellers, great story writers, great directors that we do not get an opportunity to see on television.
Yeah, very interesting. So, and that being said, what people need to know, because there are, people who are watching. As much as we are the consumers, we are the customers of these shows. Some people will complain to say, guys, why are you canceling these shows? Because some of us, we do watch them, but that's how television is. Television is not working that way. They work with the numbers, right? So what you need to know is that Pimville is officially off air and will no longer be broadcasted. The cancellation is linked to contractual disputes between SABC and Bakwena Production. Legal and disciplinary processes are currently underway, and the 9 o'clock time slot in the evening has already been replaced with Amalanga, our funny repeat. And SABC says it is engaging affected cast and crew members. So the drama, what's next is SABC is going to has launched a legal and internal disciplinary process to address the contractual breaches. The broadcaster says it is exploring possible options for the future of the show while prioritizing affected stakeholders. So as a viewer, what you should expect, it's further updates and investigation that are going to be taking place, and you will be told what step is going to be taken after, and decisions are going to be made whether the production can be revived or permanently shelved, right? So because you are the one who is responsible for the TV program to continue, your opinion really matters. So you should go out there and voice out your opinion in terms of what is going on. But as our TV is dying, that's what we are trying to do, trying to bring TV in a different style that people are not used to. Right.
Look, man, I think we need to get to a point where actually we are at a point where the Vooka Breakfast Show needs to be put on a prominent primetime morning slot, my brother.
Yeah.
And I think and look, I could on some level be coming from a biased place, right? But also, what I've seen and what we've experienced as society, especially in South Africa, in the TV and television and film industry, is that most of these major shows don't have competition, Mr. Mo.
Yeah.
Most of these major shows don't have competition.
True.
I'll take you back years ago when Selima Tunzi was more or less the only pop culture lifestyle type of show for youth.
Yeah.
Right? On a primetime slot, Saturday evening, I think it played at 7:30 or 6:30, something like that. And for a long time, there was no other show that did what Selima Twinzi did to show what young people are doing out there in terms of the music, the pop culture, the fashion, the events that we attend, the places that we propagate and we go to. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I think that was the problem. That still is a major problem to this day. And accompany that with what Nomi just mentioned about gatekeepers. You find people who are wanting to retain these shows that now have no relevancy in people's lives. You understand that? At the core of it, art mimics life more. And so if we're having shows that are not portraying what is happening in today's lives, like today, we understand it means the space is failing us. It means the powers that be are failing us. Because we are watching what you feel like you want to show us. But are you really describing and portraying what current life is? Music also is a thing like that needs to reflect the times. And unfortunately, the times that we're living in is amapiano. 50 years from now, but private school, skitong. One understand all those kinds of subgenres of the house scene, or of pop culture scene. So it's just sad that that's where we find ourselves. But yeah, man. I don't know.
Very interesting. There's a lot, of course, that we can unpack. I don't know. Do you have something?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you think now we are more in an era where reality shows seem to be taking over? Do you think SABC or other broadcasting channels should now get on with the program and focus more on producing or giving us more reality shows as compared to the same storyline, the same concept and repetition throughout?
So here's the thing. The contention with doing like a reality show is that we are influenced by what we see on social media. All right. And with that comes numbers versus what people genuinely want to watch. So are you being informed by the numbers because people are gravitating towards reality shows on social media, but will the same medium work on a primetime television slot? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Let's use Utando Nestembo, for example. They are probably leading number one, both on social media and on channel. It's a continuity on social media, and then people go back to the channel to get the main story. So the two can correlate or coexist.
Definitely. I mean, sure. But for how long though? Is it a sustainable thing? Because after a while, it's like, hey,
Remember,
and so what next?
It's all about the storyline. Utando Nestembo is now on season 9?
Yeah,
and all they are centered around is family, polygamy. You would not think that storyline would carry on for 9 years, right? But it has. Obviously, there's new things, there's new additional members, and it does take a turn rather than these shows where it's Yizo being renamed. You know, it's the same Yizo concept. It's renamed, but it's the same faces. It's the same thing. That's also not sustainable.
I do get where you are coming from, because I think what we are trying to feed the industry is a sustainable model, right? And that sustainable model is going to be fed by drama schools out there. So what are we saying about those kids who are studying drama?
Who are coming into
you know,
the space?
are we
yeah.
saying, okay, because now the industry is facing a direction of reality shows, like, okay, do I need to be a reality show star?
Are we being informed by the numbers? And sometimes the numbers might not necessarily reflect the authentic or the actual thing, right? And I think with that is that I think we also need to realize as society that society gravitates to, I don't want to use French on air here because we are live. But I'm sorry.
Wait.
A huge portion of the society gravitates to these shows that are not informative, are not knowledge giving, and are just TV.
I get what you're saying, but also remember, when we say reality shows, we're not saying the life of Nomi P. That's just one example of a reality show.
Sure.
There's so much more that you can give us in terms of content. Look at X on the Beach, Geordie Shore. You know,
I know those are my shows.
All those shows, they do in South Africa. There is a gap.
Yeah,
there is. Absolutely.
There was Love Island.
Huge one.
Love Island did
one.
very well, but it didn't come back. So there is that gap of reality shows, just not the life of Nomi P.
Yeah. So I think also it will come back to preference to say, okay, what do people prefer? Because as much as a lot of people are gravitating to reality TV, but for some people they're like, okay, we want to expand, what is being done to the screen. We want creativity. I mean, reality show, yes, there is creativity, but it's limited, right? So give us those shows where people sit down, write, you cast different people, and then we are going to have something that's way too different. Tell our stories in a creative way, rather than sticking into what reality brings us. Sometimes, Pella, we want to doze off with something, you know what? It's fantasy. Let's write fantasy stories, African fantasy stories.
Let's take, to prove that there is a market for this, let's take TikTok and YouTube, for example. Those are one of the biggest platforms right now, right? What are people showing on TikTok? What are people showing on vlogs on YouTube?
Bums.
They live.
Hi, man.
It's your vlog, VLOGS. People are showing daily activities of their lives, and they have so many followers. There's so many people, even on TikTok, that are doing this. People are now content creators. Hey, spend a day in the life of a radio presenter. Because why? There is a market for those things. So if we have 20,000 people or 2 million, for example, Grace Mondlana, she has over 1 million people that are interested just in her life. Those 1 million people can be converted to viewers on television.
Not really.
They can.
Is it possible? Sure. Is it practical? Not really.
It is practical because if Utando Nesembu can do it.
Yeah, but it didn't start off on social media.
Okay. Let's take the Kardashians. The Kardashians started on social media. The Kardashians were famous on Twitter, Form X, which is formerly known as Twitter. But that's where they started. How many years later? It's almost like 10,
it's not the
12
same
years.
thing. I think the comparison of Utando Nestembu and the Kardashians are two different things. Those people are an entire empire, right? And the thing is that what we consume, we've gotten to a place where on social media, if something doesn't grab your attention in 30 seconds, I move. And so comparing that type of psychology and mindset and way of creating content to want to convert it to TV, that's why most of these, and I won't mention them, but there are quite a few that have been tried to be put on conventional television, and it doesn't reflect the same way. It doesn't reflect, even with the right team, man. What conventional TV does versus what we do on social media, on YouTube, on all these social platforms is quite different, right? Because on social media, you have the affordability and the capability of free will. Do you get what I'm trying to say? These two boys, or that platform of this one boy that I like, Machita, those boys that do that, right? Let me tell you for a second. Let me cook these pots, right? They won an award last year for one of the best platforms on social media. And the broadcaster was asking them, would you guys do like a conventional TV show? And they're like, no. because
too
there
many
we can't.
rules,
There's
red
too many rules. There's
tapes.
too red tape.
Yeah.
There's the powers that be that don't understand what happens on the ground. It's like you have never played soccer, but you want to open a soccer team, and you're approaching it from a business side or from whatever side, but you don't understand what the struggles of a player on the ground goes through. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And so, like you mentioned, there's gatekeeping, there's this, there's that. And so, is it possible? Completely. It is. It's been done before. We have seen that there are certain platforms who have succeeded in it, right? But for the most part, out of 10, I would argue and say 2, 3 make it. One understand? Absolutely. But sure, but wanting to convert what we do on social media where it's 30-second based. Even a song, it trends for a week. Next week, says quickly we're on to another one. In 2 weeks' time, the song that we did 2 weeks ago, we've gone now. It's like
Yeah,
do
it's
you get what
gone.
I'm trying to say? So the clickbait of social media is what controls what people gravitate towards, because it's about grabbing attention. And so that's why I'm saying, are the numbers informing what people genuinely actually want to watch on TV?
Yeah.
Or is it just like a thing I was scrolling by, I saw Nomi P dancing,
But
spend a day
also,
with me,
Miss,
Birchwood.
I'm sorry, I don't want to make it a dialogue.
Sure.
But also that speaks to then production as well. We are in evolving times. Like you're saying, a song that is trending now might not trend 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
That's why you need production to be
Yeah.
on their feet
Yeah.
to say we are shooting today, we are editing and doing it, like MooCetsi, for example.
Yeah.
We shoot today, we edit, we post, we shoot, so
You
that
know,
it's relevant
you-
when it's being posted.
Yeah, you know, I do understand where you're coming from, because when we go into the subject of television, what SABC is trying to do and what they've understood is that the country is diverse. So you have certain channels that are aimed
That
at
speak
certain,
to
you know, certain
specific demographics.
specific people. You know, have SABC 1 with Zulu shows mixed. You have SABC 2, Pedi, Tswana, even the news. They will tell you that if you want Tswana and Sesotho news, watch SABC. Yes, you know, watch SABC Mang Mang, Zulu, Xhosa. Yeah, so on TikTok, even with people who are trying to do content by themselves, there's still people on the comments to say, guys, can you please put subtitles on your, because we
I don't
love your
understand.
content.
Yeah, but
like,
I
I
don't
don't
understand.
understand,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So with the TV based, that's where they're trying to you know, cater for a lot of people, not only national but international. There's someone, because we got the stats that Isibaya was being watched by Zambian people, like population of Zambian people that watch Isibaya. So when we give these creators a platform to say, okay, now TV is dying, we are now handing it over to you, they're going to close off so many doors, like international collaboration, right? That's why we got Generation to get Samuel L. Jackson, to get, you know, Sbanbani from different countries and those kind of things.
But I don't necessarily think that's actually the trick. For example, look at what Netflix is doing. Netflix has shown us that South Africa does have the ability and the capability to produce amazing shows.
But it's not social media stuff, guys.
I know it's not social media
That's
stuff.
not social media
What I'm
stuff.
trying to point out is the fact that we do have the ability to produce shows that actually speak to the people and shows that are actually award winning. It's just unfortunately that SABC is the biggest gatekeeper. Hence, you will always have shows that come in 2 minutes, 2 minutes, they're out. 2 minutes, they're in, 2 minutes, they're out. They need to start loosening up the chains and actually allow creatives to be creative and explore.
The idea and the creativity is there. It's just that who is running these, you know.
No, but
you
also
understand?
who's fit enough?
Yeah.
Who's fit enough?
The idea is there.
Because
It's
my
there.
thing is,
there.
and I'm not so big on social media, right? But when you go through, like, there's days where you'll be lazy, going through, or wherever you're chilling, and you're scrolling through. Mara wa bona gore mara wena content ya gago, alright, it's not gonna reflect.
Switch on your
You
mind.
guys are on the other side of social media, and also when you think of social media, don't think we are taking a 30 seconds TikTok video and we are putting it on television.
Yeah, but no, this
remember
person,
these are
this,
graduates.
This person has 250 videos on TikTok. Is it 30 seconds? This person has 800,000 followers, close to 1 million.
But remember,
Right, and
Miss,
this person is
for
loved.
a show to be on television, it does not necessarily say you need to submit your 30-second video. There's a whole team that deals with that.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
is a
that's
team
true.
that comes with the concept. There is a team that comes with continuity
Yeah.
to say, is this a thing that is just for 30 seconds? Is there continuity? Are we seeing season 2? Are we seeing season 3? There is a pitch that you do to the channel or the broadcasting, whatever you
Platform.
call them, to the broadcaster to say, okay, as Vooka Breakfast Show, we are pitching this. We foresee it's going on for 4 seasons, 30 minutes per slot, and all of that. Another thing, these kids, I'm sorry to say kids, but social media content creators,
Yeah.
the ones that are at the top, most of them are educated, they are
Yeah.
qualified, and I've seen a lot of after graduates that
Yeah.
have been cut off by TV or
Exactly.
because of the gatekeeping, they couldn't make the cut, therefore they go onto social media. So yes, they do have the skills and the expertise to change everything. Also, we are not saying take all of them and put them on screen. Just like TV, people audition, they never make it. Some are obviously not going to make it. But have a team of people who know what the public wants. Hence, social media is taking over and TV is dying. That will always be my stance.
Yeah, so TV is really dying, right? We are seeing that there is creativity, but it's not implemented in the right ways. That's why we need to get right people who will steer.
I'm gonna
right?
put the Vooka Breakfast Show on
yeah,
TV.
who would steer
Yeah, man.
and make sure that
And on
TV
a
is
major,
alive.
and on a major broadcasting platform.
Yeah.
Like Chief, put the Vooka Breakfast Show out there. And you see my thing with social media again, right? And I have nothing against. We are a social,
Yeah.
maybe not social platform, but we are a platform that does operate on social platforms,
media, yeah.
right? And so my contention as well is that to get to the for all intensive purposes, to get to the right content, you have to swift and dig through this content. One understandable. We are like what are we doing? One
Yeah.
understand that. And that's why I'm talking about the 30-second clickbait thing that's happening on social media. Is that to get to those great social to those great content creators, you have to dig. And more that's what I'm saying, and I'm being generous when I say 3 out of 10, 3 could convert and translate on screen on conventional television. But for the most part, most of these content creators, it doesn't work when it gets to conventional major television networks. It doesn't work. And how many of them, that's what I'm saying, I'm being generous, of all the ones who are content creators on social media, how many of them are actually after graduates or Boston Media graduates or what graduates from schools that are prominent and have gained the necessary skills and knowledge?
Missed, you're not focusing on the bigger picture. There's a broader spectrum as compared to just 3-second videos. We are talking about a guy from KZN, Undile, who has his own series on
And they
TikTok.
stole the concept.
And they stole his concept and they
Yeah.
made it into a TV show. So that actually goes to agree to the point that I'm making, that you can actually convert social media content into TV shows because they stole his idea and it actually worked out. So you're not looking at the bigger picture if you're just looking at people that are dancing for 3 seconds. Obviously, not everyone's going to make the cuts, but those concepts, they work.
Yeah.
But that's what we are exposed to, the 30 seconds of 10 videos that you would swift through.
Change
on
your
now.
algorithm.
Look, I
Change
think
your algorithm.
one of the things that we need to do is to find ways to save television, because I don't think TV is going to die anytime
No.
soon.
I wouldn't
right?
say that TV is dying. I would say that TV is declining.
It's declining.
Is
right?
it dying? No. It's like comparing podcast versus radio.
Yeah.
Right? Radio will never die. You know why? Because the revolution will not be televised.
Yeah.
The revolution will not be televised, and you're going to rely on MooCee Mist's voice to tell you, Chief, here's what's happening on the ground. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
people in the outskirts of South Africa, Chief, how work AI, they have no idea what you're talking about. Right? And so they are reliant on radio. Like even growing up, I don't know if you know that radio more, maybe in your time in SEO, but we had those winding radios, Rona growing up, you
Yeah.
know. They were starting to fade out, obviously, in the early 2000s and things of that nature. But terms like that or sayings like that the revolution will not be televised is a genuine thing.
Yeah.
People will be reliant on audio-based content more than anything else, right? So is TV dying? Not really. I would rather say it's declining, right? The
Declining,
content that we're being given on conventional TV is not the one that is reflecting where we are as a society, not of just South Africa, but of the world in its entirety. And yeah, using examples like Netflix, guys, Netflix has its own standard. If you see a trailer on social media, you without even knowing that it's a Netflix thing, you know that this is a Netflix original series or movie because of the styling, the graphics, the saturation, how each content or piece of art lands on that platform is curated to be suitable for the platform. It will not that it won't reflect, but if you take something else as SABC, bese we bega go Netflix, uzobona gore mara mo ba go dlalwa ka rona. Go dlalwa ka, it's not the same, right? Not that it's not good or it doesn't work or it doesn't translate, but it's like no, we know even South African productions that land on Netflix. Why wabona lwena gore mo go dlaliwe chief.
Serious production.
Yeah, it's a proper thing. Like I've been in one of the movies on Netflix. We were the choir there in the church scene and stuff. Like you can see, and I'm not saying on other platforms they're playing around or anything like that, but you can see my name and level of production, man.
Yeah.
But anyway,
very interesting. We are still discussing is TV dying? And if you're watching and listening right now, we want to hear from you. What are your opinions? Is TV dying? And if it does, what are some of the reasons that TV is dying? Hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show is the hashtag that you can use, or if you want to send your voice note, send your voice note on 0604933226. That's 0604933226. What we're gonna do right now is to take a short break, and then when we come back, there are some of the interesting things that you didn't know and you would know when we come back right after this. It's exactly 28 minutes past 9. You're still watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. Your energetic start to the day, accompanied by a daily dose of positivity. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, and you know the hashtag that we use each and every Tuesday is who are you choosing and what are you choosing on this beautiful beautiful and energetic morning. We are giving this to you all the way from Boxbeck in Birchwood Hotel for the Santaco elective conference that is going to be taking place. Today is the last day that we are streaming live here, and we are going to be finding out who is the new president of Santaco. And as we know, or if you didn't know, the current president is Mr. Motlhabane Abna Tsebe, who is the current president of the South African National Taxi Council. So anything information regarding Santaco, yesterday we spoke with the national spokesperson Rebecca Phala, who spoke with us in terms of what these 2 days are going to be entailing. And if you want the full interview, it's available on YouTube. It's also available on Facebook. You can follow us across all social media platforms for more updates that we are going to be bringing you for 2 days a day. And speaking of some of the updates right there,
I have one.
You have one.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I have one before we get into anything else, man.
Yeah.
I think it should be remiss of us to not mention how we were transported.
Yeah.
And how we got to get to the Birchwood Hotel for the 2-day conference. So this is just to give a huge shout out to Shared Mobility.
Yeah.
Right. Shared Mobility is a holding company that is headquartered in Johannesburg, South Africa, that focuses on digital transformation and technological innovations within the public transportation sector. And the founder and CEO of Shared Mobility is Mr. Manyowa Nong, who is highly recognized for pioneering technological frameworks that aim to modernize and formalize the regional minibus taxi industry. So that's how we were transported back and forth, or rather to and from the Birchwood Hotel as the Vooka breakfast show. So just a huge shout out to Mr. Manyowa Nong and Shared Mobility, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, a continued shout out because we are having a good trip and good journey coming in and out of this hotel. As you can see behind me, there's a movement because the president has just walked in, and they're going to be starting with their elective processes, and then we will let you know what happens. But one thing also that's on our list is birthdays. Are you guys, any of you who is growing up
today?
Is it
your birthday? Happy birthday. Same
is any
to
of
you
you guys growing up?
Same to you.
Or no one of you guys is growing up?
No,
so it's
nobody's
fine. It's
growing
fine. So some of the birthdays, birthday shout outs that we are going to be doing today are from the celebrities that we, see and watch from our television and social media platforms. One guy that we have today is Mr. Benny McCarthy, right? But the first one is... Okay, let me start with Benny McCarthy, because Benny McCarthy is turning 49 years. He was born on this day in 1977 in Cape Town, South Africa. And Benny McCarthy's profession is he is a football coach and a former player of FC Porto, former player of Orlando Pirates, and he also played for several teams in Europe. So his fame, of course, came when he was an all-time leading top all goal scorer for the UEFA Champions League, and he is one of South Africa's greatest footballers. Currently, Benny McCarthy is the coach of the national team of the Kenyan Football Federation. So in terms of AFCON, we will be seeing Mr. Benny McCarthy head to head as we are drawn into the same group with Kenya in AFCON. So it's going to be interesting AFCON, right? Another birthday that we have right there is Helen Bonham Carter, who's turning 60 years, and she was born on this day in 1966 in London, England. Her profession, she is an actress, and she is famous for roles in Harry Potter, The Queen, and Alice in Wonderland. Her legacy is she's an award-winning actress with a unique, iconic style. So this morning, of course, we're celebrating South African and global icons in music, sports, and film. and of course entrepreneurship, because speaking of entrepreneurship, the man who is growing up is a man that we are close with, the man who always spends some time, and the founder of Sebenza Nati Recycling Waste Management,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And I'm talking about the one and only Mr. Duramentu.
Oh, Mr. Nchebe, say. I'm Mr. Room Service. He's in my face.
Yeah, very
DJ Room Service.
huge birthday shout out to Dumsani
definitely.
Mli right there. It's his birthday, and we'd like to say happy birthday to you, my brother. Hope you're going to have a beautiful Tuesday morning and you enjoy the rest of your day. I see some of the comments coming through right there. Mr. Mbimli saying hashtag happy blessed birthday to my belovable son Udumza. May God continue to bless you with many more years to come. Yeah, Udumza. And then Z comes through also as the sister saying, wishing my brother Dumsani a happy and blessed birthday, and may he enjoy his day. So all of those shout outs are going to everyone who is growing up this beautiful Tuesday morning. And of course, as the Vooka Breakfast Show, to everyone who is growing up, we would like to say happy birthday! Woohoo! Yeah! Hooray! Ah, beautiful. Very interesting, right?
I mean, it's 5 p.m. somewhere in the world.
Yeah.
You know, so Dura must try something. Try something.
So, since it is 34 minutes after the hour 9 o'clock until we hit 10, there is another, of course, conversation that we're going to be put onto the table as we are still discussing right here at the Birchwood Hotel, right? So we are going to be getting into a very interesting conversation. So what I want to do right now is to give you maybe, a picture of what we are trying to talk about, so that you can also come through with your comments, your opinions, or your sentiments by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show. You can send us your voice note on 0604933226. So today we're going to be finding a huge distinctive between being abused or being overwhelmed. Those are two different words, but for some people it sounds like it's the same thing, right? So you're driving through Joburg, you stop at a traffic light, and someone approaches your window selling snacks, offering a service or asking for help. The question is, who are they, right? Who is this person selling snacks or asking or offering for a service? Are they a foreigner, a foreign national here legally, right? An asylum seeker still waiting on paperwork, or a refugee who ran from war or persecution? Because right now in South Africa, in taxis, WhatsApp group and communities out there in provinces, across all provinces, even family dinners, people are talking, arguing, and sometimes even clashing over this issue. And the truth is that most of us don't actually understand the difference. So today, that is what we're going to be talking about, and we are going to be educating you, unpacking, and challenge what we think we know. So let's get into some of the shockers in terms of this conversation. So South Africa hosts about 154,000 refugee and asylum seekers, representing roughly 0.2% of the population. The country deported over 51,000 undocumented migrants in a single year amid rising tension over jobs and unemployment. And research also shows that they are less likely to commit crimes and more likely to create jobs in local in some cases. Already you can see the contradiction in some of these shockers that we have just read to you. But diving in, we just want to break it down for you simply in terms of understanding what is a foreign national, right? Because there are certain words that people call foreign nationals. So I want to ask individually, what is a foreign national? I know you have those mawatwat words that you want to say, and those words are not proper words to use and label foreign nationals.
Well, for me, a foreign national is someone who is not a South African.
Yeah.
That would include a student who is here on a study visa.
Okay.
A tourist who is probably visiting Cape Town or the mountains of KZN.
Yeah.
Someone who's here on a worker's permit.
Exactly.
If there is a skill that we cannot cover or South Africans do not have, that person then comes in and is not a South African person but is here on a work permit. Some are business owners that are here temporarily. So a foreign national, to just sum it up, is someone who is not a South African citizen.
Yeah, you put it very perfectly and nicely for someone who doesn't understand. And of course, being educated about what is a foreign national. Stop listening to your parents calling foreign nationals with those names. So if you are a parent and so you need to understand these terms, because even if when you are traveling to other countries, you are a foreign national to those countries. So you need to understand that the reason for your trip labels you as that person in that country. But as much as we have defined what is a foreign national, let's get into what is an asylum seeker, right? Because an asylum seeker, as it is written right here, is someone who has fled their country, and is asking South Africa for protection.
Correct.
Lastly, they are still waiting for their application to be approved.
So a typical example, currently in the DRC, there is a war, right? And a lot of people have fled their country into South Africa. So a person who is coming from the DRC into South Africa can be considered as an asylum seeker because they are seeking protection from the South African government. And they have fled their country because of the war. And once they get the documentation and once their application is then approved, then they acquire the status of asylum seeker.
Exactly. And another important thing that people need to know is that asylum seekers cannot be deported while they're still applying. Right, so if you're still applying for that asylum, it means you cannot be deported. You're not part of Mabahambe. You understand? So you need to relax. Everything will be organized for you, and your papers will be fixed. And another thing is that they can face arrest or delays if documentation is missing. So everywhere you go, if you're a foreign national, you need to have your documentation with you. Yeah. And then another thing is, I don't know if one of us is a refugee right here, right? Because I can tell myself, or I can say I'm a refugee, right? And you guys are refugees. What is a refugee?
So now that we've explained an asylum seeker, right? Once your application has been approved as an asylum seeker, so I'm coming from the DRC, seeking protection from the South African government. I've made an application, I've submitted all necessary documentation, I'm then approved. So my status then moves from asylum seeker to refugee. So I'm Congo is the perfect example. I'm escaping a war in Congo and I'm here in South Africa because there's been violence in Congo. I might be persecuted because I belong to the other, side of the war, and I need legal protection. So South Africa will provide that legal protection for me. Also, what we need to bear in mind is that South Africa is bound by international laws. So the principle of non-refoulement, that means you cannot send someone back to a country where their life is in danger. So if I get declined, I can actually prove to the South African government that if I go back to the DRC, my life is in danger and I might be persecuted. So that is covered by the international law.
Exactly.
I think okay, go for it, Afriberry.
Another thing that people also need to know is the fact that before even coming to South Africa, according to a person who's seeking asylum in a different country, they need to go to the other countries that are literally neighboring countries before they even get to South Africa. So I think one of the other things that we're having a big shock with or big problem with in South Africa is the fact that most people actually skip other neighboring countries and actually come here. We're not saying that no, you won't find refuge, you won't find asylum or place of hope or shelter when you come to the side. But the only thing we're saying is that why not try your next door first before even coming here? That's the one issue that most South Africans are having a problem with when it comes to refugees and asylum seekers.
Interesting. When it comes to some of the refugees, we know that each and every country has a refugee law. Right now, what is happening in the US is that Trump has drafted a new refugee policy for another, I think it's 10,000 South Africans to come. So those are based in the refugee policy that they have created. So each and every country has their own policies in terms of refugees.
I think another thing we should take into consideration is capacity. does the neighboring country have the capacity to house these people? Do they have the infrastructure? Do they have the space?
Yeah.
Because look at it this way. I have a 4-room house, SOH in Dobsonville.
Yeah.
And you come with your family
Yeah.
of 7 people. And my 4-room house can only accommodate a maximum of 5 people. So to this 5, you're adding 7, which makes it 12 more people.
Yes.
Now, a lot of things in the household are going to run short.
Yeah.
Groceries is only enough for people
Yeah.
that are 5. So now the question is, does the neighboring country have the capacity to house those people?
Yeah.
If not, are they then moving to another country
Yeah.
that has or has proven that it has the capacity
Yeah.
and the infrastructure to host these people
Yeah,
or
very
the
interesting.
refugees?
Yeah, very interesting. So another thing that it's looming and it's creeping in, it's something that people are not even aware of in the country, right? So people, because of they are hearing some of these terms, they become travel sensitive now, right? Because right now, if you are Nomi from KZN, people think even if you are traveling in the country, you can be a refugee.
Helen Zilla said it, right? Helen Zilla called people from Johannesburg that are going to Cape Town as refugees. So, yes.
Yeah, the thing is, a term that you can use, it's migration, right? So we have people who are moving from the urban areas to the rural areas, which we call urban to rural migration. You can't call someone who's in country moving from Eastern Cape to Cape Town a refugee. They are not a refugee. A refugee is someone whose asylum application has been approved and they have a proper documentation. But of course, what we want to ask and answer is, why do countries accept these refugees, right?
So-
Because
Another example that's jumping out for me is North versus South Korea.
yeah,
Right? That's when the country was split into two, and the two started going head to head, right? So the one started isolating, well, not isolating, but forming itself as a totalitarian state and a dictatorship, right? Which was led and still is led by the Kims.
yeah,
And then the other started shaping itself as a democratic
yeah,
and very Western influence type of economic and political society. So that's one of the examples that jumps
yeah.
that jumps out in mind whenever we talk about asylum seeking and refugee status. So both concepts are governed by the 1951
Yeah.
UN Refugee Convention, right? Through specific application processes that depend heavily on local national laws.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting concept. But the thing is, as a society, and not just as South Africans, guys, the world society, we really don't necessarily know the difference between these concepts.
Exactly.
And then we start using derogatory terms to refer to people who are not of that specific country.
Yeah.
And so even you and I would be Batung. Guys, these are the pleasures and the beauties of live streaming. Bringing it to you live, authentic, unscripted, unrehearsed. So we're hearing voices behind, and of course the conference is about to commence. I don't know if you noticed, but a couple of minutes ago the president actually passed behind us right here. Going to the other room. But so that's the conversation we're having. I think schools at the ground level more need to take great strides into trying to inform and teach kids from a very young age. Guys, this is the difference between these terms.
Exactly.
You want to understand, and you should understand you are a foreign national. How you go Botswana, dude? Landlocked countries like Lesotho. You are a foreign national yourself. So it's a very interesting concept. But talk to me, Nomi.
You're absolutely right. I agree with you. We are not educated on these things, ne? And another thing we are not educated about are the responsibilities of a refugee, a responsibility of a foreign national or an asylum seeker in that country that you are seeking asylum in. You need to abide by the national laws of that country. This is according to Article 2 of the convention. Also, like there's so many things that go into it. People just want to say, I'm now an asylum seeker in South Africa, therefore I can do as I please. No, there are laws in South Africa that need to govern you.
Yeah.
We need to teach young kids, because South Africa is not immune to this. Within the next 5 years, 10 years, there might be a war that would lead us to seek asylum in other countries
Yeah,
or
sure.
neighboring
Sure.
countries. So we need to be aware of the status. How do you reach the status of being a refugee or an asylum seeker? Once I am in that country seeking asylum, what are the responsibilities of me as a refugee in that country?
Yeah.
So let's not think we are immune to this. We're approaching World War III. Are we already in World War III?
No.
Approaching
not yet.
World War III, ne? Should
Really,
anything
not really.
happen, like in South Africa, there's so many things that are going on. Should anything happen, let us be educated enough to
Yeah.
know how to behave in other people's countries, what we should be doing, what we should not be doing, and how to go by getting that status of refugee or asylum seeker.
So with that being
Yeah.
said, let me just give anyone who's listening and watching information on is that even in that seeking of that status
Yeah.
of either asylum or refugee or foreign national, there is a criteria that one has to follow, right? And the criteria includes race, religion, nationality, political opinion, and membership in a particular social group, right? So it that's the criteria that one has to follow, guys. These are the beauties and lovely things of coming to you live. Things happen on the ground and you just have to go with the flow, right? And so that's the criteria of that one has to follow. So race or ethnic background is needed to be considered when wanting to acquire
Yeah.
one of those status,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Religion or religious practices,
Yes.
because you might find
Yes.
that the country is largely falling under a certain religious
Yeah.
group
And they're strict
about
with
it.
that,
You,
yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you come with something that they might view as opposition or
Yes,
something that
yes.
is parallel.
Yeah.
Well, not parallel, but opposes.
Yeah. It's
just-
opposite to
it's
what-
just on the
what they
opposite end of
believe.
things, right? There's also nationality,
Yeah.
or systemic
Yeah.
systemic ethnic targeting.
Yeah.
There's also political opinion or active opposition to a regime, and then membership in a particular social group, such as the LGBTQ or specific genders.
Yeah.
Right, because there are countries where it's illegal, to be part of the community.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
example, right?
They will
Definitely.
arrest you.
So, it's, for example, right, I know in Afghanistan, women have been stripped, I stand to be corrected, have been stripped of the rights to education. So now I can't go to Afghanistan and seek and be an asylum seeker or a refugee, seek refugee status,
Yeah.
and then advocate for education there.
Yeah.
Because that's going to get me into trouble. It's like going into the Arab states. They are very conservative. They're into modest dressing. So I can't go there now in my bikini, exposing myself. For example, I'm a Zulu girl. As a Zulu girl, it's not a taboo thing to be walking with your boobs because of things like umhlanga and stuff like that. So if I want to say now it's the 9th of September 2026, I'm in the Arab states and maybe I'm a virgin and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to observe umhlanga. So I'm going to walk around, half dressed with my body showing. That's not allowed in Dubai. In Dubai, that would be a taboo thing to do because you're not allowed to show your body. So I need to be cognizant of the fact that there's only so much that I can do.
Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah.
That's the criteria. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And of course, we know that when it comes to detention, what needs to happen is the government's involvement is to bring balance, right? When it comes to human rights and the national interest. So the real tension, of course, it brings two sides of the story, which the first side of the story is the frustration that is common, which is the South African view. A lot of people, when they see immigrants coming or refugees coming into the country, they believe that they take away jobs, they believe that they accept lower salaries, and they increase pressure on services. That is yeah. Labantu mabafika basatshela umsebenzi so mabahambe, right? But some industries prefer cheap labor, which affect wages, right? And then the second side is that the counter argument, many immigrants create businesses and jobs. They are small percentages of the population. The real issue are often unemployment, governance, and inequality, not immigration. So an important reminder when it comes to this whole conversation is that even if someone is undocumented, their basic human rights cannot be violated simply because they run non-citizen. Also, South Africans are not allowed to take the law into their own hands. Enforcement belongs to the government. So the big question that we're asking you this morning is that who is illegal and who is not illegal? So we want to hear from you by using the hashtag Vooka Breakfast Show, or send us your voice note on 0604933226. Right now, we're going to be taking a short break, and then when we come back, we will wrap up with this beautiful conversation that we are having right now.
Nothing to me. E-boys like you every dinner. I don't believe what you preach. You're just a rookie beginner. Hang out with boys in the street. Like that will make you a winner. I don't believe what I see. Why you wearing gold?
What's up, fam? You're chilling with your boy Moeketsi, my man, aka Max for maximum temperature. I am the son of Mother Nature.
Let's go.
My name is Naomi P. Umkabayi Gamakosazana.
Hang out with myself, the one and only MOOCEE Mist. My name is MooCee Mist.
On the Vooka Breakfast Show.
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far away I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense. But nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. What happened? We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love.
Of course, bringing you some great atmosphere, great music just to kickstart this beautiful morning for you. It's a beautiful Tuesday, 26th of May, 2026. And we are watching the Vooka Breakfast Show. And of course, listening it both on YouTube and Underground Radio. Simply subscribe, press the notification button so that whenever we go live, you will be notified. And on Underground Radio, you can simply download the app. It's both available on iOS and Android. The WhatsApp line is open for calls and for voice notes. 06049333226. So that's the number that you can dial. As of course, we have reached our conclusion right here in Boksburg, Bergwood Hotel. Of course, we've been having some of the interesting conversation that has to do with immigration, refugee. I think now we have learned the difference.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was very informative. Now we know how to speak, how to refer to people, and how to just treat one another.
Yeah. So, of course, that speaks into knowing the difference between being abused and being overwhelmed, because these terms sometimes they can be overwhelming to a point that people are trying to understand. And like, am I a refugee? Am I an asylum seeker? I'm an immigrant.
Do you think you wouldn't know
what am I?
You yourself as more?
No.
Would you not know your status?
So what I've found out is that countries don't teach people about their citizenship status.
Okay.
Right? In football, I've learned, I don't know if it's a rule that applies across the board, but if you spend more than 5 years in South Africa and have contributed in certain sectors economically, you can be granted South African citizenship, right? With other countries, it's so different. And people don't know these things. And you will see someone with their ID, and now the connotation is that you bought that ID, you did this and this and this. So now people don't know the difference who got their documentation legally, right? So countries are not giving enough education to some
their
citizens.
own citizens
Exactly,
on how
right?
to house.
Yeah, and if now you are traveling as a citizen, you go to another country, how you get shocked when citizens say you must go back to your country. Right, so it's those kind of things and that kind of education that must be given to people so that they can understand what is their citizenship, status. Yeah. So it is very interesting, and I think that's where we are going to say goodbye to you guys. But we are here for the Santaco, and in future, or are you a taxi
No,
owner?
first, I'm so sorry. Can we wrap it up? Are we overwhelmed or are we abused? What's your take? I just want to wrap it up there.
No, I think this is overwhelming because the day has gotten a little bit serious because the president is right here, and we're going to have the minister coming in again shortly, right? So it's emotions. It's emotion because one thing that these delegates are here
Mo,
for.
are you talking about the same subjects, you and I?
I don't know.
I'm still talking about the asylum sticker and the refugee status. Now you're taking me to I wanted us to wrap that conversation by saying, is South Africa or are South Africans overwhelmed or are they abused, considering everything that is ongoing in South Africa, and then we can just close it up with this one.
I feel like people are being abused more than anything because what is happening right now in KZN, I see that they're standing up for their province, but outside of that, when you talk to certain individuals, right, you get a sense of people don't know what they're doing. They're just following leaders, right? Because other leaders, they're like, okay, the reason I'm trying to get immigrants or refugees out of my country is because I'm trying to protect my business. And then those business people, they try now to bring along those citizens, like a normal citizen
fighting for their own businesses, and they're putting us in the mix.
Exactly.
Well, I beg to differ.
Yeah.
I feel it's 50-50. To a certain extent, as a country, we are being abused.
Yeah.
Because we have gotten headlines that are saying we are harboring criminals. There are some people that have fled their countries for murder. For example, there was a guy who had an encounter with Ungizwe, and there was a video that was circulating only to find out that guy had killed someone in his country, and that guy was a politician.
Yeah.
And then he fled his country coming here to South Africa. So the question then says, are we safe with this person? Because this person is an unconvicted murderer.
Yeah.
What are the chances of him murdering another person here in South Africa? You look at the crime rates, you look at the stats, and then it pops out that some of the crimes are committed by undocumented foreign nationals. But also, to a certain extent, I'd also just like to say we are also overwhelmed. Because remember, there is a budget for a country, right? And a certain portion goes to healthcare, goes to security. So now if you have a lot of people that are undocumented, the budget is then affected because you've not budgeted for those people.
Exactly.
Therefore, our health system collapses because we're overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You go to the clinic and you say, well, honestly, are not doing anything, or the Department of Health is not doing anything. Do they have enough resources?
Yeah.
How many videos have we seen in news on social media circulating of people going to other countries with boxes of medication that is short in South Africa?
Yeah.
So we are both abused and a bit overwhelmed
Yeah.
because we cannot house that much people.
It's true. As we are, of course, wrapping it up, we have our answer that the country's system is being abused, and it's, of course, getting overwhelmed with this. So, of course, across all social media platforms, this conversation does continue. We are Vooka Breakfast Show on Facebook, TikTok, and also Instagram. Right now, we are live on Underground Radio and also on YouTube. So do make sure that you subscribe and you follow us on all social media platforms. So, of course, on this beautiful Tuesday, as we are wrapping it up, we are going to be bringing you what will be happening and taking place, because the conference and the elective conference has just started, and then we will bring you the information that has to do with today's day adjourning. Right, from me, of course, and my team, that's what we have for you this morning, and then we will see you tomorrow morning, early morning at 8 o'clock until 10 o'clock for a beautiful Wednesday, just to get rid of the midweek slump. It is 3 minutes past 10, and we'd love to leave you and say goodbye. Take care of yourself and enjoy the rest of your beautiful Tuesday morning.
Yeah. Okay. Hey. Emotional trauma with a prima donna, gasping when she see the commas, laughing to conceal the monsters. I feel like Kanye when he lost his Donda. When my father left me, you were there to heal the pain I conquered. I never pay you back for what that meant to me. Some scars just fade physically, but never leave mentally. It's where people spiritually connected turn to enemies, and memories turn to villain origin accessories. And I'm the bad guy yet again. Spent so much time trying to find who the victim is. It's probably both of us, but neither one is giving in. So here we go again, throwing punches